TikTok has turned castor oil into a so-called miracle, promising tighter skin, fewer wrinkles, and a glowing face in just days. But for women over 40, when estrogen drops, the skin becomes drier, pores enlarge, and the protective barrier weakens. Can a natural oil truly reverse that? Or is this just another beauty illusion spreading across social media? I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal wellness. Over the years, I've seen many women after 50 searching for that one miracle product to bring back youthful skin without realizing that their biggest challenge isn't age itself, but the hormonal changes that make the skin lose moisture, collagen, and natural resilience. Castor oil may have some real science behind it, rich in ricin, oleic acid, antioxidants, and vitamin E, but not all the claims online are accurate. The question is, how does it actually work on mature hormone-depleted skin? And what results can you truly expect when you use it the right way? Stay with me until the end, because we'll uncover the 5 real science-backed benefits of castor oil and separate what's proven from what's just internet hype. If this resonates with you, subscribe, comment 1 if you've tried castor oil before, or 0 if you're still curious, and help me reach my first 10,000 subscribers so I can keep creating more honest, science-based health videos for women over 50. 1. Deep hydration and skin barrier renewal. When women over 50 look in the mirror and notice their skin feeling tight, flaky, or lifeless, it's rarely just about dryness. It's a biological shift. As estrogen declines, the sebaceous glands slow their production of protective oils, leaving the skin vulnerable to dehydration and micro cracks invisible to the eye. This is where castor oil, often underestimated, quietly steps in as a deeply restorative emollient. Unlike many lightweight oils that evaporate quickly, castor oil has a unique viscosity and molecular structure that allows it to cling to the skin's surface while slowly penetrating the upper layers. Its richness in ricinoleic acid, a rare omega-9 fatty acid, creates a thin, breathable film that seals in moisture and reduces what dermatologists call transepidermal water loss. In simpler terms, it helps your skin stop leaking its own hydration. For postmenopausal women whose skin barrier becomes thinner and less efficient, this function is not a luxury, it's protection. In my clinical practice, I've seen countless women trying to fix dryness with heavy creams or constant exfoliation, unknowingly worsening the issue. Their skin doesn't need to be scrubbed, it needs to be shielded. Castor oil performs this role remarkably well because its dense texture mimics the natural lipids that the skin can no longer produce in sufficient amounts after hormonal decline. Within a few weeks of consistent use, many notice less tightness around the cheeks and chin and a more supple, luminous surface that feels calm rather than parched. What makes castor oil distinct is its ability to maintain this hydration without suffocating the pores. Its fatty acid profile is non-comedogenic for most skin types, meaning it softens without clogging. The result is a gradual restoration of elasticity skin that doesn't just appear moisturized, but behaves more youthfully, holding water and reflecting light with quiet vitality. This is why, before discussing its antioxidant or anti-inflammatory effects, we begin here with hydration. Because no ingredient, no vitamin, and no serum can function effectively on a dehydrated foundation. When the skin's barrier is restored, every other treatment you apply, be it retinol, peptides, or sunscreen, works better and penetrates more evenly. In that sense, castor oil isn't a miracle. It's a reminder that true rejuvenation starts not with what we add, but with what we preserve. And when hydration returns, even fine lines seem softer, makeup sits better, and the face regains that gentle radiance most women thought was gone forever. 2. Antioxidant shield, slowing the clock from within. When your skin finally begins to hold moisture again, something remarkable happens. It starts to breathe. Yet hydration alone cannot protect it from the daily assaults that silently age the face: ultraviolet light, pollution, stress, and even the heat from digital screens. These invisible aggressors generate what we call free radicals, unstable molecules that chip away at collagen and accelerate fine lines. This is where castor oil reveals its second lesser-known gift, its natural antioxidant power. Castor oil is rich in tocopherols and tocotrienols, two potent forms of vitamin E that act as the skin's internal armor. They help neutralize free radicals before they can damage cell membranes or oxidize surface lipids. I often tell my patients that oxidative stress is like rust on metal. It doesn't appear overnight, but it slowly weakens the structure until the damage becomes visible. The same process unfolds within the skin, especially after menopause, when our own antioxidant defenses decline alongside hormonal balance. Unlike synthetic serums that deliver a quick glow but fade within hours, the antioxidants in castor oil integrate gradually into the lipid layer, extending their protective effect throughout the day. When applied regularly at night, they create a quiet recovery window while you sleep, allowing the skin to repair oxidative microdamage accumulated during the day. The result isn't instant radiance, it's endurance, a complexion that resists dullness and retains its tone longer even under everyday exposure. From a medical standpoint, this consistent antioxidant activity also helps regulate the inflammatory cascade triggered by ultraviolet radiation. That means less redness, less roughness, and a slower breakdown of collagen fibers over time. Patients often notice that their morning skin feels calmer, less reactive, and more balanced, even without changing anything else in their routine. So when we talk about slowing the clock, it isn't about freezing time or chasing youth. It's about giving your skin the biochemical tools to defend itself calmly, quietly, and consistently. Castor oil doesn't compete with high-end serums. It complements them by building a stronger foundation for every product that follows. And over months of consistent use, the skin's microenvironment subtly changes. Lipid oxidation slows, cellular renewal becomes steadier, and the surface regains that quiet glow once dulled by hormonal stress. It's not a transformation you wake up to overnight, but one that builds silently cell by cell until resilience becomes visible. 3. Calming inflammation and supporting clearer skin. After the skin learns to retain hydration and defend itself from oxidation, the next quiet struggle begins inflammation. Many women assume inflammation looks dramatic, like redness or irritation, but in reality, it can be subtle and chronic, silently dulling the complexion and deepening fine lines over time. I've often described it to my patients as the background noise of aging skin, not loud enough to alarm you, but constant enough to exhaust your cells. Castor oil has a rare ability to soothe this invisible stress. Its key component, ricinoleic acid, shares a structural similarity with prostaglandins, natural lipid compounds in the body that influence how our tissues respond to pain and inflammation. This resemblance allows castor oil to help modulate inflammatory signals at the skin's surface, reducing sensitivity and promoting balance. It doesn't numb the skin or suppress it. Instead, it teaches the skin to calm itself again, a quality especially valuable after menopause when repair mechanisms slow down. In clinical observation, women who use castor oil regularly often describe a subtle transformation areas that once flushed easily or reacted to mild weather changes gradually appear steadier, less reactive. This steadiness isn't cosmetic, it reflects restored cellular communication, your skin remembering how to respond rather than overreact. The anti-inflammatory nature of castor oil also helps reduce the oxidation of sebum, one of the overlooked triggers of adult acne. By keeping oil oxidation in check, it minimizes pore congestion and supports a more even, refined texture. What's particularly fascinating is how inflammation, hydration, and oxidation form a cycle, each one feeding the next. Castor oil intervenes at all 3 points. It hydrates the barrier shields from oxidative stress and soothes inflammatory responses. Over time, this trifecta encourages a complexion that feels resilient, balanced, and genuinely alive. If you've ever dealt with breakouts that appear without warning or redness that lingers no matter what you apply, I'd love to hear your story. Comment below and tell me if your skin ever reacts differently before or after menopause. You'd be surprised how many women experience the same pattern without realizing it's connected to hormones. And if this insight helps you understand your skin better, tap the like button so I know these science-backed deep dives are making a difference. Because the more we talk openly about inflammation, the less mystery it holds. And that's how healing begins, through awareness, connection, and care that's rooted in knowledge, not trends. 4. Brightening tone and fading uneven pigmentation. There's a quiet kind of frustration that many women over 50 share: the uneven tones that seem to appear overnight, patches of dullness that no makeup can quite disguise. It's not just the sun or age spots, it's inflammation, oxidation, and hormonal fluctuation working together beneath the surface. The truth is, pigmentation after menopause behaves differently. The cells responsible for color melanocytes become more reactive to even minor irritation, leading to blotchiness that lingers long after the trigger fades. Castor oil's anti-inflammatory nature, paired with its steady hydration and antioxidant activity, creates the perfect environment for repair. When the skin is calm and well moisturized, it sends fewer distress signals, and melanin production stabilizes. This doesn't bleach the skin or deliver a dramatic overnight change. Instead, it restores the rhythm of renewal that time and hormones have disrupted. Gradually, the complexion begins to look more even, less shadowed, and more at peace. In my years of practice, I've learned that bright skin isn't about lightening, it's about clarity. True brightness is the reflection of a surface that's smooth, hydrated, and free from microscopic inflammation. Castor oil assists this process in a uniquely holistic way. It softens the hardened outer cells of the epidermis, encourages gentle shedding, and enhances the penetration of other actives you might already use, like niacinamide or low-dose retinol. That's why many women who add castor oil to their night routine often notice that their usual products begin to work better without irritation. From a biological perspective, this happens because the skin barrier acts like glass. When it's scratch-cracked or uneven, light scatters and dullness dominates. But once the surface is smoothed and hydrated, light reflects evenly, and that's what we perceive as radiance. Castor oil doesn't force that glow, it allows it. There's also an emotional layer to this. Many of my patients tell me that when their complexion begins to look balanced again, they start to feel balanced internally too. That moment when you catch your reflection and see calm instead of fatigue is what genuine skin renewal means. Not perfection, not erasure, but harmony between what you feel and what you see. And perhaps that's the quiet beauty of castor oil. It doesn't promise to make you someone else. It simply helps you meet your own skin again, steady, luminous, and alive. 5. Nurturing the lips, lashes, and brows. Sometimes the smallest areas tell the deepest stories of aging. The corners of the lips that crack more easily, the lashes that thin after years of makeup and hormonal decline, or the brows that lose their fullness and softness. These quiet signs often appear before wrinkles do. They're subtle reminders of one truth I've seen again and again in clinical practice. Every delicate surface of the face is connected by the same barrier system, and when it weakens, everything follows. Castor oil has long been a secret ally for these fragile zones. Its natural viscosity coats without smothering, creating a micro-shield that prevents moisture loss in places most creams overlook. On the lips, its fatty acids form a semi-occlusive film that locks hydration in while soothing microscopic cracks caused by dryness or cold weather. Unlike many lip products filled with waxes and fragrances, castor oil mimics the skin's natural oils, restoring softness rather than masking damage. The result is lips that recover their suppleness and color naturally, not artificially glossed. For lashes and brows, the benefit is more mechanical than hormonal. Castor oil doesn't make new hairs grow, that's a myth. But what it does is protect existing hairs from breakage by coating the shaft and sealing its cuticle. With less breakage, the density appears greater over time, giving a healthier, fuller look without stimulants or irritation. In women over 50, when hair fibers often become brittle due to decreased sebum and protein changes, this kind of simple protection makes a remarkable difference. What I appreciate most about castor oil is how it reminds us that skincare is not just about correction, it's about preservation. The lips, lashes, and brows don't demand expensive treatments. They crave consistency and respect. A drop of oil applied nightly with intention often achieves what years of neglect have undone: comfort, resilience, and the quiet confidence of feeling whole again. When women tell me they feel like themselves after softening their lips or restoring the sheen of their lashes, I know it's not vanity speaking, it's reconnection. These are not just features, they're expressions of vitality, markers of how we engage with the world. And when they are cared for gently and mindfully, they have the power to make the entire face look alive once more. 6. Safety notes and application guidance. With all its quiet strength, castor oil remains a potent substance, and like anything powerful in skincare, it deserves both respect and precision. Over the years, I've seen women adopt new routines with hope, but also with haste, and even the gentlest oil can cause discomfort if misunderstood. Knowing how to use castor oil safely is what separates healing from irritation. The first rule is patience. Always begin with a patch test, ideally on the inner wrist or beneath the jawline. Castor oil contains unique compounds that, while soothing to most, can occasionally trigger contact dermatitis in sensitive individuals. The skin after 50 tends to be thinner and more reactive due to reduced lipid content and slower cellular turnover. So testing before daily use isn't just caution, it's wisdom. Once your skin accepts it, less is truly more. 2 to 3 drops are enough for the entire face. The oil's high viscosity allows it to spread gradually, creating a thin protective veil without greasiness. Warm it gently between your fingertips before pressing it into the skin, focusing on the driest areas around the cheeks, chin, and neck. Never rub vigorously. Let the skin absorb in silence. It's best applied in the evening after your regular serum or moisturizer when the skin is most receptive to repair. During the day, skip it under makeup. Its density may cause foundation to slip and prevent sunscreen from adhering evenly. At night, however, it becomes a quiet partner in restoration, sealing, and hydration while you sleep. Pay attention to the freshness of your oil. Exposure to light and heat can cause oxidation, making it smell sour and increasing the chance of irritation. Keep it in a cool, dark place and replace it every few months. If your bottle's color or scent changes, trust your senses and discard it. Using a spoiled oil is one of the most common causes of allergic reactions that patients mistakenly attribute to the ingredient itself. And a final word of care: never apply castor oil directly along the lash line or inside the eyes. Its thickness can block the tiny meibomian glands that keep the eyes comfortable, leading to styes or irritation. Instead, nourish the lashes and brows by lightly coating them from mid-length to tip. Let comfort, not quantity, guide you. Use this way, castor oil transforms from a trend into a trusted ritual, a reminder that the smallest details done mindfully often create the greatest difference. Good skincare isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters consistently and with care. When introducing castor oil into your routine, think of it not as another product, but as a quiet conversation between you and your skin. The key is gradual rhythm, not intensity. For the first 1 to 2 weeks, use only 2 drops at night every other evening. Press it gently into damp skin, never on completely dry skin, because a hint of moisture helps the oil spread more evenly and lock in hydration. Let your skin adjust to the new texture, observing how it feels in the morning, calm, comfortable, or perhaps a touch too rich. These signals are not flaws, they're communication. The goal is to listen before acting. By the 3rd week, when your skin has adapted, you may increase to 3 or 4 nights per week. If you live in a dry or cold climate, pairing castor oil with a lighter companion such as jojoba or argan oil can balance its density. The mixture glides effortlessly and feels weightless, making it ideal for women who dislike the heaviness of thicker oils. Apply sparingly a little goes much further than you think. For those dealing with uneven tone or dullness, add a drop of castor oil after your treatment serums, not before. Its emollient layer helps seal active ingredients like niacinamide or peptides, while preventing dryness and flaking. However, if you use retinoids, alternate nights, retinoids, and heavy oils don't need to compete for absorption. Respecting this rhythm allows both to work more effectively. The lips and brows respond best to consistency rather than quantity. Use a cotton swab to apply a thin coat before bed and resist the urge to overdo it. Over-application won't accelerate results. It only increases the chance of residue or irritation. Think of this process as training your skin to remember balance again. And remember, progress in mature skin is subtle. True transformation doesn't announce itself overnight. It unfolds quietly through texture, comfort, and confidence. The best time to start is not when everything feels perfect, but when you're ready to care with intention. Because in skincare, as in healing, gentleness is never weakness. It's the deepest form of strength. When we look beyond the trends and promises, castor oil stands as a reminder that skincare doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. Its strength lies not in dramatic transformation, but in the quiet cellular improvements that build over time. Stronger hydration, balanced inflammation, protection against oxidative stress, and the gentle renewal of texture and tone. As a physician, I've always believed that mature skin deserves patience, not pressure. The years after 50 are not a decline, but a recalibration. Your body, your hormones, and your skin are finding a new rhythm. And when we support that rhythm with calm, science-based care, the results are not only visible, but deeply restorative. Castor oil used wisely and consistently embodies that philosophy. It protects without suffocating, soothes without numbing, and restores without overpromising. If there's one message I want every woman watching to remember, it's this: healthy skin at any age is less about perfection and more about partnership. The partnership between you and your body, between knowledge and action, between who you were and who you are becoming. When you approach your skin with understanding rather than frustration, it responds in kind with balance, comfort, and quiet confidence. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you see your skincare in a new light, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a comment below. Let me know your experience or any topic you'd like me to cover next. Your stories truly shape this channel, and your support helps me grow this community for women over 50 around the world.